Thursday, March 29th, 2018 is the debut of SC21 Sports. And my name is Chris Shannon. I am 14 years old, going on 15 in about 2 months or so. I know I look a lot younger, but that is my actual age. But the reason I have started up this channel, I don't even know if this is going to become a regular thing. Probably won't actually. I am the worst procrastinator on the planet. But the reason I started this up is because I'm going into high school next year and I realize that my future is coming up and I do want to do something sport related in the future. So I'm going to try to get a jump start on it early and I decided to create this YouTube channel. I'm going to not tell anybody about this channel. I'm going to start from scratch. I mean, I guess I do have a main account, but I'm not going to shout this one out or anything on it. The only way people could find it is if you go to that channel and they look through my subscriptions, because I'm going to subscribe to this channel. I mean, obviously. My main channel is called Dat Boy Chris. Hold on, I'll spell it out for you on this. You might have to type it out exactly like this because you might not be able to find it any other way. I'm that irrelevant. I don't even have 50 subs yet. I'm going to try to keep this sports related and just talk about the recent sports things that have happened. And one thing I'm going to start with is something that I'm going to do every day until the season ends, and that is we're going to look at the latest NBA action from last night. Well, the first game we got here is the Lakers against the Mavericks. The Lakers win 103-93. The Mavericks are my favorite team. I know they suck, guys. Yeah, this game I'm not gonna say too much about because it's two irrelevant teams, both eliminated from the playoffs. But the Lakers have a pretty bright future, and I'm hoping the Mavericks do. Next game here, we do have the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets need to win out to make it to the playoffs, and they also need the Bucks to lose out, and they also need Detroit to lose a lot and for them to get into the playoffs. So it is a real long shot for the Hornets right now. I almost want to say they're eliminated. The Cleveland Cavaliers have already clinched. LeBron James had a huge game last night. He had 41 points, 14 of 26 from the field, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. LeBron James is the best player of this generation. And on the flip side for the Hornets, Kemba Walker, he didn't have the greatest night. I mean, he had 21 points, but 7 of 18 from the field. He became the all-time Charlotte Hornets leading scorer, and considering how young he is, that is truly a great accomplishment. Kemba Walker is 27 years old, and he already became the all-time leading Hornets leader. I know the Hornets don't have the best franchise ever, especially considering that they're relatively new. I mean, they're the newest team in the NBA. I don't know what I'm talking about. Next up here, we got the Trailblazers against the Grizzlies. The Trailblazers have been absolutely killing it in the past month. They are 46-28 coming into this game. Memphis is 20-54. The Grizzlies just recently went on a 24-game losing streak, which is insanely bad. And they just recently ended that streak against the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves actually really needed a win that night. They're currently sitting in 7th place in the Western Conference. And yeah, they need to keep winning. Speaking of, I'm going to the Mavericks versus Timberwolves game tomorrow, so that might be sort of a different video that I'm going to be doing. I might do that, I'm not sure. But yeah, the Grizzlies, after going on a 24-game losing streak, they just got their 2nd straight win, which honestly doesn't help them at all, already having 54 losses. That they need to lose, but more importantly, the Trailblazers need to win. I know they're sitting pretty 3rd in the conference, but if they want to stay up there, they got to continue to win. They got a 2-game advantage up there, but that could very easily erase with how great this Western Conference is. Next up, we got Atlanta against Minnesota. Enough with Atlanta. They are trash. They have the same record as the Grizzlies, and you just heard me talk about the Grizzlies. So Minnesota is 43-33, and before, I don't know if you guys may know this, but the night before, Ben Simmons and Karl Anthony Towns played PUBG, if you don't know, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It's just a video game, kind of like Fortnite. You know what Fortnite is. But on that game, this happened.
I'll let you be.
You getting it? Hop on, man. Play one.
Yeah, we need one more, man.
You got time. Who do you play tomorrow?
Hawks.
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
So yeah, I was thinking before the game when I saw that clip, I was like, oh wow, the Hawks are about to go off on Karl Anthony Towns. No, Karl Anthony Towns goes ahead and pours in 56 points. This has got to be an absolute embarrassment to every Hawks fan out there. I feel for you guys. I'm sorry, but you guys aren't good anymore. You had your time, but you're not good anymore. And another thing that happened, the Celtics beat the Jazz 97-94. It's looking like the Celtics, they clinched the playoffs. It's looking like they're going to get the 2 seed. The Raptors, hats off to them. I thought they were going downhill, but they have proved me wrong. And the Jazz have also proved me wrong. They were pretty bad. I think they were like 10 games below 500 until the midway point, but then they went on a huge win streak, and they really just turned the entire year around. And Donovan Mitchell, if they didn't count Ben Simmons as a rookie, no doubt would be Rookie of the Year. But this game did end on a Jaylen Brown buzzer beater 3-pointer, which again it was an amazing shot. Here's the clip.
Work 7 down to 5. Cross it out. Ojale. There's a 3 for the win.
Yeah, he made it with 0.1 seconds left. You can't get off a shot because you had to hit a 3 in that time. It was GG for the Jazz, but yeah, so that was a huge shot, and that put the Jazz in 8th place in the West, on the verge of getting eliminated. This is going to be one of the greatest West rounds that I've ever seen, even though we all know what the conference finals are going to be. It'll be interesting, guys. It really will. All right, so enough with the NBA. Houston is 61-14. They are running away with it. The Rockets are my second least favorite team. I hate the Spurs, guys. But yeah, I don't like to see the Rockets doing good, but they are. And quite honestly, guys, with the domination of the Warriors, I would like to see the Rockets go to the finals over the Warriors. Just any team other than the Warriors, except for the Spurs. But alright, this actually is not something that will be, this topic is not something that will be discussed too much on this channel in the future, but baseball, it is opening day and every team is playing, and the defending champions, Houston Astros, have my Rangers. I am not actually a huge Rangers fan. I didn't really start watching baseball until last year, and the only reason I do watch baseball is because there's nothing else on in the summer. I'm sorry, I'm just not a big baseball guy, but yeah, the Astros, the defending champions, they actually don't get a home series to start off the year. They get the Rangers here in Arlington, and the Rangers actually aren't too bad at home against the Astros. They split last year. They 7 games won by the Astros, 7 games won by the Rangers. Considering, if you compare the 2 records, that's actually pretty impressive. Another game that would be pretty interesting to see is the Cubs against the Marlins. The Cubs, without Jake Arrieta, they have John Lester as their opening day starter, and he's still a good pitcher, but he's no Arrieta, and I'm interested, to say the least, to see how the Marlins do without Yelich and, of course, Giancarlo Stanton to the freaking Yankees. This is why baseball needs a salary cap, guys. Do you guys agree with me? Speaking of the Yankees, they have the Blue Jays on their first series of the year. They have one heck of a lineup. And they have Luis Severino as their opening day starter going up against J.A. Happ. Again, I don't know too much about these guys because I don't watch baseball, but it's opening day. I have to do something on baseball. And before we do go, this is the prime time for college basketball. It is the Final Four. it is not today. I'm not going to go too much in depth in this because I'm going to have a pretty special show on that on Saturday. But the story of college basketball right now is Loyola Chicago. Oh my gosh, what a run, and what a least expected run. I'm not trying to brag right now, but if you take a look at this, my bracket is in the 100 percentile. Yeah, your boy's pretty good at making brackets. So I am ranked 56,000 out of like 17 million. So I'm actually pretty proud of that. I actually got 3 of the 4 final 4 teams correct. I bet you can pick which one I didn't get correct. I picked Loyola Chicago to lose in the first round. You can bash me in the comments for that, but I don't care. I got every other team right. I got Michigan, and I predicted Villanova against Kansas to play. I predicted Kansas against Duke. I also predicted Arizona to lose early, but not in the first round. The only thing that I am really kicking myself for is that I picked Cincinnati to go to the championship, but I had Kansas winning it all. That could still happen. And if Michigan makes it to the championship over Loyola Chicago, then my bracket will be like way up there. Anyway, so now let's give a brief overview of the discussions. It's Loyola Chicago against Michigan. Again, Loyola Chicago, how? An 11 seed to the Final Four, and they got Michigan standing in their way. They've taken down... Michigan's actually their toughest opponent, but with all the teams that they have proven wrong, they are the underdogs again. But can you even be an underdog in college basketball? For crying out loud, UMBC beat Virginia like by 20 points. College basketball has been insane this year. Villanova against Kansas, that will be one heck of a game, guys. If Villanova was on the other side of the bracket, I would have had them going to the finals against Kansas. So I think these are the 2 best teams in the nation right now going at it in the Final Four. And I think Duke's number 3, so we already saw it. In my opinion, 1 and 3 go at it. I think Kansas is number 1 right now, guys. Again, yeah, this is going to be one heck of a game. Villanova is great offensively. They are really good offensively. And Kansas, they just have a lot of weapons. And anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know if I'll continue this, but hopefully I will. And hopefully this could become something big and could lead to a career in sports ahead of me. That's why I made it. Or I could just continue this channel into the future. Who knows what will happen. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first ever video of mine. I'll see you later. Bye.